Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you have not been here before, I'm Ashley. I make lifestyle videos about me being an accountant, and plus size fashion, beauty, everything to help you see that normal people are actually out there in the world. I am going to do a budgeting 101 video, how to live the life you want and how to live a life that is not paycheck to paycheck. Finances don't have to be stressful. Numbers sometimes can be stressful to people, so I have a little background music that's a little soft, get you feeling like good about everything, help relax you, help relax myself. I am just fresh off of work and I'm going to get into this budgeting video with you guys. I have created 2 different budgeting templates for you guys. I will go over them when I am doing the budgeting tips and telling you guys what to do in order to organize your finances. I will show you how to use these templates and kind of give you a brief overview of what they look like. They are super easy to follow, so easy to follow. They will help you get organized with your finances and help you see where your money is going and what you want to do to pre-plan for your money so that you can have more control over it. And I have put so much work into pre-planning for this video and creating the templates for you guys. They have a very small fee. Very small fee. Like, it's cheaper than your coffee. That's how small it is. The personal budgeting sheet is $1.99 and the personal and business budgeting sheet is $2.99. And you can have that today. You can use it for the rest of your life. Like the rest of your life if you want to. You can change it if you want to, but this is definitely to help you get started and to save you so much time in knowing how to go ahead and start creating your budget today. From headtocurve.com/store. It's purchased through PayPal. You do not have to have a PayPal account in order to buy. If you just click create account, it will take you through there so that you can purchase it as a guest. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You guys may want to get your notepad or whatever it is that you need in order to take notes. And this video is always going to be on here, so if you need to play it back and get your notepad later, that's fine too. So the base rule for the very first tip in budgeting is to live on the 80-10-10 rule. Some people call it the 80-20 rule, but I call it the 80-10-10. And that is basically you living on 80%, saving 10% or applying 10% to debt, and then giving 10% tithes or, you know, charitable contributions. Living below your means is very imperative when you are trying to live life better and on a budget and live in the lifestyle that you want. You first have to live below your means. So for instance, if you're bringing in $5,000 a month in income, then you should only be living on $4,000 a month. You take the $500 to put charitable contributions, $500 to savings, and then you live off of the $4,000. So let's first talk about the 10% in charitable giving and tithes. You already know I am a Christian. A lot of you guys are Christian as well. If you are Christian, you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you believe Jesus came down and died for our sins, then you already know about tithes. And if you are Christian and you are not faithfully paying your tithes, then you're probably going to have a very hard time trying to live the lifestyle you want because you aren't giving God back what is his. This is, some people, it's like, why is God trying to take my money? What? No, he's not trying to take your money. If he was trying to take your money, he'd take the 100%. He's only asked for 10 and you live off of the 90. So basically, yeah, this helps protect your money. God provides resources for us in order for us to make income. So yes, I give 10% of my money to tithes every single time I get paid. I not only do it for my personal income, but I do it for my business income as well, because everything that comes into this house and into the things that I manage need to be blessed. So I give 10% of that to God. And basically, before I pay anything, I take 10% out of my bank account and transfer it to my church's account by whatever means that we have going on at the time in order to make payments. So your second 10% should go to savings or debt. And it depends on where you are, which one you start with. So for instance, if you do not have an emergency savings account, then I would start there. So basically your savings account, emergency savings account, should have at least $1,000 in it. That's basically, if anything happens, like me, you guys know a couple weeks ago, I got in a car accident, or a week ago, I got in a car accident, and the money that helped me revamp from that car accident came from my savings account, my emergency savings account. A lot of this is some of what is given by Dave Ramsey. He talks about the baby steps of getting out of debt. So the next thing you can focus on is paying down debt. So whatever the 10% you have of whatever you bring in for the 2 weeks or for the entire month, you can lump sum that on top of debt. Now, when you're paying down your debt, I like to do it in this snowball method. Basically, you take the smallest debt, you pay that off first, and whatever you pay in the minimums on the rest of the debt that you have. So once you pay off the smallest debt, take the minimum that you were paying for the smallest debt, apply it to the next bucket of debt plus that minimum, hurry up and pay that debt off. And then the same thing for the next bucket of debt, and the same thing for the next. The reason I do this is because it gives you those small wins that you need in order to keep yourself pushing forward. And it's like, okay, oh my God, I can actually do this. I'm seeing debt fall off. They have what is called the avalanche method, where you basically take the debt with the highest the highest interest rate, and you pay that off first. Most of the time that debt is like a huge big amount of debt. It is up to you whether you want to focus on solely paying off your debt. Like I said, some people want to solely focus on paying off their debt and being debt free, and then once you're debt free, it's like, I'm debt free, but you still want to gain more income and all of that other stuff. And some people want to be able to focus on both. I'm one of the people that would like to focus on both, but I definitely do believe paying off drastically your debt. The next thing you can focus on is your cushion account. Your cushion savings is different from your emergency savings. Your emergency is going to be used in, extreme emergencies. Your cushion account is basically your 3 to 6 month of cushion of your income. So you basically build a savings account of 3 to 6 months of income, so that if anything happens, like with your job or medical leave or something like that, you have that cushion of 3 to 6 months of income. It's important to have this, but honestly, I personally don't focus on that savings account more than I do my debt at this point. It definitely helps you being in a better stance financially if you were to focus on that first. But this is just another option of savings if you want to use that 10% to build a cushion account later on when you get more out of debt and you want to focus on something. The cushion account is another option as well. Down to the 80%. The 80% is what you're going to live on. The 80% consists of your mortgage or rent, light bill, gas bill, food, whatever, shelter, clothes, budget, whatever it may be that you live on needs to be within the 80%, so that you live a more comfortable life. This 80% can be adjusted based on your needs, and I'm gonna show you in the budget template that I created how you can actually list and itemize each portion of your 80% and where it would go in your budget. So now we are going to get into this budgeting spreadsheet. Now this is the personal budget spreadsheet, and basically I have it categorized in different areas so that you can know how to put in your budget. So I'll walk you guys through this one very quickly. You have your actual tab here, your budget tab, and your budget versus actual tab. And basically it'll kind of help you create a budget here of what you want to stay in, and kind of like an overview of what you want your year to look like. And then your actual is going to be everything that actually happened, where your money actually went, how much you actually spent, how much you actually made. And then the budget versus actual is going to give you an overview of how you did for the year. So on here, you don't have to put anything on this spreadsheet. This will be calculated for you. So you want to start here with your budget. So if you're salaried, you know exactly how much you're going to make. If you're hourly, you can guesstimate on how much, or guesstimate, I love to say that, estimate on how much you actually want to make each month with maybe what's going on. And whenever you look at this budget, you're like, okay, I think I want to make a $200 extra this month because I have this going on and I want to make sure I have money for that. So you can put that here, or, you know, whatever that amount is you want to make for that month. If you're hourly, if you plan on changing jobs, you know, you can put all of that in here as well. Your tithes and giving, I have this in here. If you don't want this, you can definitely like right click and delete that. But you know, if you can have it or you don't. But basically, once you put in your salary, so if I made $5,000 in January, it's automatically going to adjust my savings, and it's automatically going to adjust my tithes. So yeah, you can just put in whatever the salary is, and all of these little formulas are going to be already embedded in here for you to work with. Now, regarding your budget, if you're not sure exactly how much, you should know how much your rent and mortgage is. If you already live by yourself, you should know how much that is. But food and home supplies and fuel, like your utilities, you can actually go into your utility company's website and you can look at the history from last year and kind of estimate what you will do each month. So you can write that as your budget, and then once the bill actually comes in, update the actual, spread the tab, and then that will adjust this budget versus actual so that you can see how you did for the year. And then you'll be able to analyze, oh my God, what happened in October? Why was my bill $300 more than what I was expecting? Oh, okay, yeah, I had like 3 parties. You know, you can kind of understand what's actually happening in your house. So yeah, this is just an example of what you can do there. And then any personal allowances, clothes, shoes, you can designate a certain amount for that. And then whatever you actually spend, put that in this tab as well. But you can designate how much you want to actually spend for each category. And these are just there. You can also add some in. Like I said, you can insert something, and then if you need to pull down the formula, just drop it like that and it will update the formula for you. But yeah, you can do that here and add categories or make changes to these names, and the formulas are already there for you. If you want to only designate $100 to your hair care or $50 to your hair care a month, or maybe once a quarter, you have the option to do that as well, and just input that number here and it will update however much expenses you have, and then calculate that at the bottom as well. If you have an emergency that pops up, this is that section for that. You can put in what kind of emergencies you might have, and like for instance, I would have put something here because of the car accident, and the number, and if you want to add a note so you can understand, you can like insert a comment here, and you can add a note like, hey, this was $300 that went towards renting a car because I got in a car accident, you know, something like that. And then it will calculate all of that here to take away the amount of expenses you had from the income that you brought in that month. And it will calculate that. So far for here, since I didn't put in any expenses, I have $4,000 to work with. Here, you can put in your debt. You can put in exactly how much, what the debt is, the name of the debt, the total of the debt to date. You can put that here. And then whatever payments you have made and interest that has been added to that, you can put that in this section per month. So like this is January, February, March, you can put that in here, and it's gonna automatically calculate the balance of the debt for you and give you a total of your entire debt amount that you're in, as long as you honestly list the money. Don't be leaving out debt that it's just because you don't want to see the number go up. But yes, if you honestly put it all in here, then it's going to calculate everything, and then whatever payments you make, you'll be able to put that in here and it's going to update that number for you. Also, this is going to be your final number for the month. Hey, you went from January in the negative $300, but in February you went in the positive $500. You know, it can tell you kind of how you're working. So if you're in the negative, that means you had way more expenses and debt paid off than you actually brought in or whatever. And then vice versa. If you're in the positive, that means you had more money than you actually took out of your household. So that is what the personal budgeting sheets looks like. So I want to quickly touch on what you can do if you live with someone and you're just getting your first professional job. This is what you can do to budget and begin to start living the life you want and working towards the life you want. So just like we had the 80-10-10 rule, we can live on a designated budget as well. So I'll give you two options that would be very good for you to live on. You can either do the 40-60 rule or the 30-70 rule. They both have the same application, it's just different percentages. So basically you can live on 40, save and pay debt with the 60, or live on 30 and save and pay debt with the 70. This is if you're living with someone, you don't have to pay any bills or anything like that. You're not paying a mortgage, you're not paying rent. You may have a few bills like maybe your phone bill, and if you have a car note, you may have that, but you don't really have any major responsibilities because you don't have your own place just yet. This is the perfect position to be in, especially if you have not been financially stable. You haven't, you know, created a system yet. This is the perfect place to be in. Please do not feel bad about having to live with someone else, because this is the best time for you to get everything together and set yourself up for success. So if you decide to live on the 40 or the 30, basically you take the other percentage, which would be the 60 or the 70, save it and apply it to debt. So take half of the 60%, you want to apply it to a savings account and then apply it to debt. So that debt could be student loans, that it could be a credit card debt, whatever the debt may be, medical bills, whatever the debt may be, knock it down. You have so much more money to work with because you're not paying on a bunch of bills. So this is the best time to get yourself out of debt, so that when you are able to move into your own place, you have such low debt to income ratio, like it's such a good debt to income ratio that you can go and buy your first house. You may be able to pay for it cash depending on how good you save, you know? First, you want to start off with making sure that you have that $1,000 in your emergency fund, which would be probably easier and quicker to get to because you don't have a lot that you're paying right now. Once you have that, write down, even while you're building that, write down all of your debt and then write down exactly how you want to pay that. So like I said, it'd be best to do the snowball method, the lowest debt to the highest. This is also good to create a budget during this time as well. Your expenses column should be blank, almost. You may have a phone bill, you may have a car note, but expenses should be blank. So the end of your money should be a good bucket to be able to put towards debt. So this is the best thing for you to do. You can create a budget using the same spreadsheet that I have linked in the description below. You can put in your income at the top. Like I said, your expenses should be like mostly blank because most of your money can go towards saving. Now in this case, you're living by yourself, you're living with someone. In this case, you can do both, paying off debt and saving for your cushion account, because you have more money to work with. You don't have a lot of money allocated to just living. Unless you're building a business, you're pretty much just kind of like trying to get on your feet. So that is when you need to save a cushion account as well as paying down your debt. Now, if you're saving for something, that can be in place instead of your cushion account. If you're saving so that when you leave this person's house, you can buy a house outright, pay cash for it, or have a real nice lump sum of money to put down on the home. Or if you want to have that lump sum of money to put down on a home plus furniture, plus whatever decorations you need to put in it fully, and you're paying for that, like you can stack save towards something. It doesn't have to be the 3 to 6 months of income. You can actually stack save towards whatever it is that your goal is. When I stayed with my mom, I paid for the groceries, the internet, and the cable, and that was probably maybe $300. So and I was bringing in a good amount of money. Pretty much your whole deal. Do that for however long you need to get to where you want to go, and or as long as, you know, that person will let you stay. If hopefully it's your parent or a good, nice family member that is like, hey, take your time, you know, as long as you're not bumming, I'm cool, take your time, you know, then you have that time to work with. Really enjoy this time. Please do not use this time to compare your life to other people. Use this time to prepare your life for what you want, because this is the perfect time for you to set yourself up for success. And when you get out there, you won't have to live this life living paycheck to paycheck. You can actually live a fun, happy life and still afford everything that you want and not have to want for anything. If you are building a business, then your life structure may be a little bit differently, because you're building a business and you're trying to gain traction in order to increase your income. So that's me. I operate a little bit differently than the person that's just the 80-10-10 and the person that's living with someone, because I have my own house. And I'm building a business, so my money is allocated a little bit differently. So when you're building a business, you're pretty much funding your business until your business begins to make money. It's normal for your business not to make money for the first year or 2 or 3 even. Sometimes even 5 years, depending on what kind of business it is. Some people don't make money for the first few years before, you know, they can actually start keeping the money to themselves. So this was me. I didn't make money in my first 2 years of influencing. I started making money last year. What I did is I allocated most of my personal income towards buying clothes and all of that, but I was doing this in my mother's house. So now when I'm living here, I don't do as many clothing hauls. I do more like, you know, lifestyle content, to where I don't have to purchase something in order to create videos for you guys to watch and enjoy. But if you are building a business where you have to constantly put money, certain sets of money into it, write down exactly what you need each month for that business, and that will come in handy with the personal and business spreadsheet. I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. It has your personal expenses and then your business expenses separate from that, so that you can actually see how much you need to run your business each month, and then how much you need to run your life in the way that you want to live. But from the beginning, when you start your business, make it legal. Like in Texas, all I need to start my business is to do a DBA, and then maybe a little bit of other things depending on what the business is. My business is very small, so all I needed to do was a DBA and then trademark. Definitely do that first. From the time you do that, start tracking your expenses. That is where the spreadsheet comes in. So here is your personal and business budgeting template. So like I said, this is your salary from your full-time job. So if you're bringing in $5,000 a month from your personal income, you can, like from your full-time job, that's your thing. And then whenever your money starts coming in from your business, let's just say you paid yourself $800 from your business that month, that's how much you made in your salary. So it calculates everything down here. I didn't do the 10% in savings because, like I said, when you have a business, you kind of allocate your money differently. So you can set up what you want to put in savings. Of course, my tithes are the same, but your taxes and everything are going to be based off of how much your business has made. So I would start off with a 25% tax bracket, because whatever it is that you're bringing in, your business income is going to be in addition to that, especially if you are a sole proprietor like myself. So whatever you would put in here, it's going to automatically calculate the taxes for that month. Now, if you are when you are a business, it's good to pay your taxes every quarter. Otherwise, you would get penalized if you wait to the end of the year to pay. So I have highlighted the monthly or the months that you can go in and actually create payments with the IRS. Or not create payments, but to make your payments with the IRS. I actually have those months highlighted. So if you made $1,000 in whatever income bucket, it's automatically gonna calculate 250 of that needs to be allocated to taxes. And then when you get ready to pay that in April, you can just highlight this these 3 columns for these 3 months to see how much you need to pay in April for the first quarter. So that is how you're gonna do your taxes for your business. In whatever savings amount you're comfortable with, that's that. And then the income, it's going to be put in here as well and automatically calculates that. Now, you don't have to pay tithes on your business. Like, that's up to you. I do it because, you know, that's just what I want to do, but you don't have to do that. You can actually get this to only pull in the tithes from this bucket. So if you want to change that, you can just pull this up, you know, and change that there. So let's exit out of that. But yeah, you can change that to calculate from this tab, this cell, instead of this one, if you want to only pull from your personal income. So that is just an option. So here are going to be your personal expenses. Same deal. Whatever your personal expenses are, you're going to put that here. Business expenses are going to be put here. So if you have to pay $15 a month for this or $2 a month for that or whatever in order to maintain your business, that is going to be put in here. So that way you can know exactly how much you need in order to run your business. So if I gotta pay $71 there and then $60 or $69 here and then $77 there, like $233 a month is how much I have to have each month in order to run my business. And so if you want to put anything extra in that, that will come from your personal income. So that can show you how much it is to run your business. And this section will be perfect for your taxes. As soon as you make your business legal, start putting these expenses on your tax form. I use TurboTax, and I have this self-employed option with TurboTax, and it also goes through to show how it goes through there and asks me how many or what it is that I have done for my business regarding expenses, and I can put that in there for the entire year. So this will definitely help you. So definitely be sure to keep this up to date so that once it comes time for you to complete your tax return in the following year, you'll have all the information you need and you can just go through there, update your taxes, and be done with it so quickly. So quick, so easy. So this definitely will help you with that. And then you still have your personal expenses if you decide to have that. Like, I had none of this. The closed budget was more in the business aspect for me because I'm a fashion and lifestyle blogger. But yes, if that's not a category for business, then you can have that down here as well. And then emergencies, same deal. And then debt. Definitely fill out this top portion first before you figure out what it is that you can put towards your debt. And then, yeah, that definitely helps you out knowing what you run over with through the month. Also, when you're running a business and you're trying to still be financially stable, be sure to not rush yourself. This is the time for you to actually build your business. So you should be making at least what you bring in from your full-time job before you even consider walking away from your full-time job. At least bring in exactly what you're making from your full-time job, because if you can bring in exactly what you're making on a part-time schedule, then you can definitely bring in more of what you're making on your full-time job when you go full-time in your business. But also you need to make sure to have at least 6 months of the cushion account saved up before you even walk out the door, because that is going to help you with any ups and downs that you may have in your business, and it's also going to make sure that you can still live the lifestyle you want, have that cushion, and be able to move forward in growing your business. So you want to make sure you not only have money in your business account to help grow the business, but you also have the 6 months of cushion account for your personal expenses and a little bit of your business expenses if you want to be really safe. Like I said, this personal and business template is definitely going to help you with your taxes, because it's going to separate everything that you have from your personal and from your business expenses. And when you get ready to go in there, you have everything laid out. All you'll have to do is put in the lump sum for whatever category it is, and then it calculates and takes that deduction off. It applies it to your taxable income, which will decrease it. So definitely every single penny counts when it comes to building a business and making sure that you're financially stable in that. if you are paying for any kind of tuition or student loans and anything like that, those things are tax deductible as well. Be sure to go and put that on your taxes, claim it, and it will lower your taxable income. You do not have to be making money from your business before you claim these expenses. That's something people get confused with. You definitely can start claiming all of the expenses that you have paid in order to grow the business before you start making money. It's like, that's gonna happen. It's actually natural to not make money the first few years. So definitely keep that in context when you are paying expenses, that you need to keep track of every single penny of it so that you can go into the TurboTax or whatever it is that you use for your taxes and claim those expenses and lower your taxable income. Still be sure to have the $1,000 saved in your emergency fund. That's in every situation. Make sure you have the $1,000 saved in your emergency fund. The cushion account is optional depending on whether you want to focus on debt or building your business, but it's definitely imperative to have that cushion account before you walk away from your full-time job if you are trying to go full-time in your business. Definitely have the 6 months of income, personal income, and some of your business expenses as well if you want to be safe, but definitely personal income. So yeah, this is my first financial budgeting video. I hope it was helpful. I really feel like I was rambling, but I hope it was helpful. If you guys have any extra questions, you know I'm always in the comments. Definitely come below and talk to me in the comments and we can go in there, okay? So definitely reach out down there if you have any additional questions if I did not touch them on this video. And you can get both of those templates, the personal budget and the personal and business budget templates, in the link below, which is from headtocurve.com/store. You can check that out there. Personal is $199, business and personal is $299, and I promise you they will really help clarify where your money is going, how you are handling your money, and what you can do in order to live the life you want. You have to imagine the life you want first, then attack the numbers. And honestly, it's really not as hard and as scary as it may seem. Just don't let it be scary. Just go for it. Look at the numbers and don't let them frighten you no matter how big they are. Go for it. Whatever is in your heart is in your heart for a reason. Go for that lifestyle and live it to the best that you can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be below answering any of your additional questions, and I will talk to you then. Bye.